Afternoon. We'll start with a quick look back at what happened in November. For England and Wales, well, temperatures maybe 1 or 2 degrees above what you'd expect, so a little bit on the mild side, but it was rather dull. Sunshine amounts below average, as was the rainfall. Indeed, it was the driest November for England and Wales since 1988. A pretty similar trend to be found across Northern Ireland, although here it was the driest November since 1989. Now let's get back to today. And earlier today we saw this weak weather front slipping its way southwards. Generally speaking, we are under this influence of a ridge of high pressure, but it is fairly cloudy. We have seen some holes developing in the cloud across some western and eastern coast, and I think through the rest of the afternoon, the best of the sunshine, probably for eastern Scotland, down the east coast of England, and eventually we should see that cloud thinning and breaking, little bits of sunshine in the far southeast. In the southwest, it's going to stay fairly grey, particularly over the hills, and that cloud thick enough to still produce just a little bit of rain across South Wales and the southwest of England. But most places should stay dry and relatively mild. 11 or 12 degrees, 12 Celsius, is 54 Fahrenheit, and we're even creeping into double figures across the northeast of Scotland. We've got fairly light winds across most of the UK through this afternoon, but they will be picking up in the northwest as a weather front begins to move in from the Atlantic Ocean. The rain initially quite light, but that rain will turn heavier across western Scotland as you go through the overnight period, and some of that rain just creeping into Northern Ireland as well. Further south, much lighter winds, mist and fog forming once again as temperatures dip down to around about 4 Celsius, but for most it should be a pretty much frost-free night, and we're going to keep it frost-free in the coming few nights, but by around about the middle of the week we could just see slight frost returning to northern England. Now let's go back to a Monday morning. A cloudy grey start for central and southeastern parts of England, mist and fog here, and generally speaking a good deal of cloud around. Certainly cloudy, wet and windy across the north and the west. That wet, windy weather pushes its way right the way across Scotland. Blustery showers are following along behind as the wind picks up to gale force. Northern Ireland too, looking pretty wet, but most of England and Wales should stay dry, and maybe just a little bit of rain late in the day in the far northwest. The fog across central and eastern areas will slowly lift, thin and break, and we should see a little bit of sunshine getting through, say, maybe in Lincolnshire, through the Midlands and down towards the southwest of England. Temperature-wise, still not too bad. Where the fog lingers, temperatures might struggle, but I think we should see temperatures getting up to 10 or 11 degrees. Come Tuesday, we've still got a weak weather front across Wales, through the Midlands, across towards East Anglia. There might be some early fog once again, but generally speaking, it'll be cloudy with just a few spots of rain. Further north, though, it should be a dry, bright day, some decent spells of sunshine. Come Wednesday, we've got another weather front pushing in across Scotland. The rain, I think, mostly drizzly, but it will be quite breezy here. So a fairly sort of cloudy grey day across Scotland with the rain on and off for most of the day. Maybe a few spots of rain creeping into Northern Ireland. For most of England and Wales, I think it'll be a fairly grey day once again. I don't think we'll have any fog problems, but it will be quite cloudy, particularly along the south coast of England. Maybe the best of any sunshine towards the east of the Pennines. Come Thursday, not a great deal of change, although we will see fog problems once again across central and eastern areas as well. In the north and the west, well, it turns wet and windy once again.